So Easter eggs have been a thing within Battlefield for some time, not just through Battlefield 4, but somewhat 3 and Bad Company as well. But it's definitely in 4 that we've seen this massive quantity of Easter eggs. And from, the word go, it was pretty clear that there were going to be more through Battlefield 4 than there have been in other titles. Now, it's got to be said that I think my opinion is certainly in the minority. I don't think that most people, my views about things with Battlefield tend to be in the more minority aspect. I think the thing that bothers me most about that is that, I tend to still look now towards the more objective side of things, towards the more kind of team play, gameplay, let's just get on with that aspect kind of things. It seems to be that that's not people are interested in whatsoever anymore, which I find really bizarre considering that Battlefield is supposed to be about that. That's primarily the thing that it's supposed to be, but it seems to have gone totally sideways now. Battlefield seems to have turned into this, I don't know. It's weird, like, maybe it's just an online YouTube thing. Maybe it's just that between producers, and so I am more aware of it in that sense. Like, if I was playing just the game, and and this is what comes back to what I was saying about before with the actual DLCs and seeing things. Now, again, like I've said, I'm going to try my very best to avoid seeing anything of the next DLC. I probably will end up seeing some stuff, but I'm going to not play it on CTE or whatever. The point, though, that I'm getting at here is that as a YouTube producer, I think I'm perhaps exposed to more kind of coverage of things that I wouldn't be if I was just playing the game. If I was just playing the game like I did in Battlefield 3 and 2 and so on, I would just be playing the game and I wouldn't be aware of this stuff so much and I wouldn't care so much about it. But I am a YouTube producer and I am more aware of this stuff, and it does bother me. I think what bothers me the most, though, is the sheer quantity of the Easter egg stuff within Battlefield 4 compared to previous titles. If you look at Bad Company 2, for example, which a lot of Battlefield players and producers consider that to be potentially the best title, I still say there's a lot of nostalgia factor in that, and that there's plenty wrong with that game, but still the point is they seem to have made a really significant effort to contribute all of this Easter egg stuff into Battlefield 4. Now, I think some people, other people, producers that I know, would definitely agree that, quite frankly, there are still plenty of issues that need resolving. For example, this week, the main issue that a lot of people are having, that I'm having, that's very irritating, you're coming up a flight of stairs, bam, invisible wall. You get stuck at the top of the stairs, you have to move. That's going to cost you your life, potentially, in those situations, and it could be very serious depending on what kind of objective you're playing at the time. Meanwhile, we have new things like the KRAKEN. Ooh. Yes, we heard some scary sounds on Paracel Storm. I'm not going to bother to find the footage. You can go and look it up yourself. And what? It's going to be another sea monster or something. Just, who fucking cares? Seriously. Honestly, who cares? Oh, it's fun. It's fun for the community. It's all just about everyone getting together and playing. Do you know what else is about people getting together? Team play. Objective team play is about getting people together and working together, and that is the primary thing with Battlefield, not all of this other nonsense. And this is going to be a rant today because I am just so tired of it all the time. And it's like, people are going to disagree with me, guaranteed, but I just cannot abide it. I seriously, like, me and Levelcap always used to joke about the dinosaurs thing. Like, he used to joke about dinosaurs because he knew it would wind me up, because I'm just like, ugh, and he'd be like, oh, we'll get dinosaurs in the game, Luton, and I'm just like, no. And, the dinosaurs thing for the longest time was just this big joke, and it was kind of like a Battlefield community joke almost, like, dinosaurs, I don't know where it came from even, but DICE always were kind of like, yeah, maybe, and it seems like, in collaboration with some of the other sideways things that are going on, it's kind of starting to come to fruition, and really detrimentally, in my opinion. Arguably, it has very little impact actually on the game itself. All of this Easter egg nonsense, if people want to do it. However, it's not like you see like 10 people running around, sort of just going off trying to find things in game. If anything, you would see that anyway for just randoms in game. You know, we see this all the time. It's hardly a detrimental effect. I think there's far more serious issues. What does bother me is that the objective and CTE, you know, the sort of the team play side of things, the objective and team play initiative from the CTE is not in place yet, nor have we really heard anything significant about it. But what we are hearing about is more frickin' Easter eggs and other random crap, which has got nothing to do with improving the game, or improving just the kind of genre of the game and sort of trying to lead the community in a better direction. There is nothing of that. Instead, all we have is this just random bullshit time and time again. And it's like, for fuck's sake, like, can't we just improve the community? Can't we get this objective ball rolling a bit better? And why is it the last thing to come in play? You know, why is the objective and team play thing the last one to come in? I feel like it's a joke, you know, like the objective team play one comes in last just as everyone finishes playing the game and moves on to hardline. It feels like it's taking the piss, you know, like and I have been really positive about the objective team play one because, you know, like I did all that work and I wrote my report to DICE and I know those guys are working on it and I know they're working hard on it, but with all of this other stuff going on in coordination and the sort of, you know, the composition of those two things being next to one another, the fact that all this Easter egg stuff is happening still, and the fact that this hasn't really come, and I have this feeling that, you know, pretty soon the hardline beta is going to be happening, and then before you know it, the game's going to be here, and the objective and team play CTE initiative is only going to just be like barely ready to go, and it feels like, oh, so we'll bring it in like right at the end of the game when like it doesn't matter. And it's just like, I don't know. It just really grinds on me, and I guess for me, it's just like another contributory factor in the sort of the devolvement of the player base. You know, it's bad enough that, you know, we've had this focus more towards just kind of crazy bullshit, and, you know, it's all about just blowing shit up and this, and it's all, you know, you just get it all the time, and it's just, you see people trying to do stupid things in the game all the time. You see people trying to just blow up random crap as they're jumping off of things. You see people just going for kills that they're never gonna, you know they're never gonna get it. And like, for example, it's getting easier and easier all the time for me to take one squad into a game and just wreck the other team because they haven't got a single clue about what the hell it is they're supposed to be doing. Like, it's almost a joke. You know, just me and one other player the other day, me and Numi, were just going around and we were just wiping this other team. We were just outplaying them all over the place. And just because they hadn't got a freaking clue what the hell they should do, even like the basic ABCs of the game. And it's so depressing. It's so depressing. And, you know, like I've said many times, I have huge concerns the direction of this franchise. I really do. You know, I want to be positive, and I like Battlefield for a lot of reasons. In fact, actually, I want to do a video soon talking about that, the sort of the contrasting positivity. You know, you can look at it two different ways, and, you know, there's a lot of positives with Battlefield. There's a huge amount, and I really love the game for what it's done in many ways. You know, all the things it's brought to the table. I'll talk about that in another video, but this consistent Easter egg nonsense I just find so unbearable, and it's just, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, oh, it's a freaking giant Easter bunny, like, and he comes up out of the sea, or it's a, you know, like I said the other day, yeah, one of the buildings in Dawnbreaker comes alive and shoots cheese footballs out of his eyes or something. You know, just who the fuck cares? Like, it's a military game. We should be just like playing for the objective and fighting and battling against one another. Each team's having really epic play. That's what the game is about. And don't give me all this, it's about fun and just like bringing the community together. Do you know what the community should be doing? The community should be coming together through good team play and like having quality games and improving that side of things. All this other stuff just doesn't fucking matter. Like, who cares? It's just idiotic. Like, if you want to go and play some like game which is all about sort of like finding, exploring things and sharing together and sort of finding, go play an MMO or something like that. Go play an RPG MMO where that is the whole crux of the thing. But don't throw it into an FPS game because it's just fucking stupid. Like, we're not playing Team Fortress 2, alright? It's Battlefield. You know, we're not playing some kind of insane other thing which is just all about the lols, right? I don't know, man. You know, I'll tell you what as well, like, the views on my Battlefield content have been sort of decreasing consistently, and Armour seems to be doing considerably better all the time, and it starts to make me wonder whether it's time to kind of just draw a line, because all the time I just see more and more things that frustrate the hell out of me with Battlefield, and it's really bothering me. Community and the game, and the direction things are going. We'll see. I mean, Hardline's going to be a real crux for me. We'll just see what happens with it. But, you know, let me know what you think about this. This has been my rant today about it. I'm sure that a lot of people will disagree with me. Maybe some people will agree with me. But at least I'm saying it. At least I'm being honest and telling you guys what I think, and not just kind of buttering up to whatever. Yeah. Tell me what you think.